Psychology suggests that some children don't lose their childhood all at once. There's no clear moment, no warning. They simply wake up one day and realize that someone has to be responsible, someone has to stay calm, someone has to hold things together, and quietly, without being asked, they become that person. This is the psychology of a child who grew up too fast. Psychologists refer to this pattern as parentification. It happens when a child is expected to manage emotions, decisions, or stability, either their own or someone else's, before their brain is ready. To adapt, the child learns to suppress needs. They become observant. They become composed. They learn how to solve problems instead of expressing feelings. They weren't born resilient. They became resilient because vulnerability wasn't safe. Developmental psychology shows that when support feels unreliable, children stop expecting it. They learn not to ask, not to wait, not to depend. Independence becomes a survival strategy, not a choice. As adults, they often look capable and self-sufficient, but internally they struggle to trust help that doesn't feel permanent. Support feels temporary, control feels safer. When emotional growth is rushed, development becomes uneven. Some parts mature too early, responsibility, logic, awareness. Other parts remain unmet. Emotional safety, comfort, reassurance. Psychology calls this split development. They may seem wise beyond their years, yet feel empty, conflicted, or emotionally disconnected inside. They never had time to learn how to need others without fear. Many people who grew up too fast feel uncomfortable doing nothing. Psychology links this to early nervous system conditioning. When calm moments in childhood were often followed by stress or crisis, the brain learned that rest was unsafe. So even in adulthood, their body stays alert. Relaxation triggers guilt. Stillness feels wrong. They feel valuable when they are useful, invisible when they are not. Research shows that early responsibility often creates a quiet belief. If I'm being taken care of, someone else is paying the price. As a result, they minimize their needs. They apologize for asking. They hesitate to lean on others. Receiving care doesn't feel comforting. It feels undeserved. Growing up too fast sharpens emotional awareness. They notice subtle changes in tone. They sense tension before words are spoken. They anticipate problems early. But psychology also shows they learn to protect themselves. They care deeply, but with limits. They know what unprotected empathy costs. Psychology doesn't describe these individuals as broken. It says their nervous system adapted early to pressure. They learned responsibility before safety. Strength before softness. Healing doesn't mean becoming weak. It means learning that you're finally allowed to rest, that being cared for is not a burden, and that childhood survival doesn't have to define adulthood forever.